Still not managed to get rid of this bloody cough.
Yeah, I've had it for a while now.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And alright, there we go. We're up. Welcome to CWC's F1 race, round 2 in Australia, which sounds a little bit weird, but that's how we roll. I'm joined by Kollaa for the second time. Just finished the F2 race, which was pretty dramatic, and it's nice to see a relatively full grid today. A lot of quick drivers. We have Zach back as well from his skiing holiday, so it's good to see him back. He was the champion-ish of season 1. There was a lot of chopping and changing, but fully deserved nonetheless. So how did you find Australia this week, Kollaa?
Australia, it's a bit bit of a hit and miss, or a hit or a miss. It's if I can get that fast right-hander early in the lap, if I can get that right, it usually goes okay.
Yeah,
But
totally
yeah.
agree. That chicane is deadly, as I learned yesterday, going for the first time with no assists. That was a bad choice. Nevertheless, you've got to jump in there at some point.
Yeah, it's been a tough grind for me, especially when you don't have speed to begin with, and you go with the wheel and turn off the assists as well. It's just hard and frustrating.
It's very frustrating, especially when you know. Like, don't get me wrong, I am not F2 worthy, but I'm relatively fast on pad. You know, I get by. But it is demoralising to then kind of go back quite a lot. It's not just a one step back, is it? It's like 10.
Yeah, it is.
Which is strange because you don't understand. Even I can only imagine what it's like to drive a real. Oh, sorry, Blizzard into the pits. He's crashed into the pits. That is not Blizzard-like at all.
And the new driver in F1, Sonis, my fellow Norwegian, he's put the first time on the table. 121.6.
Yeah, pretty good lap from him. I can't remember. Oh, Onyx is already beaten by almost a sec. Oh, it's flying down in the 119s already with Rafa. Yeah, very interesting with Blizzard. Partridge has just said. Sorry, he tried to go flat out into the pits. He kind of did. He flew into the pits there.
Yeah. You only get warnings if you speed during qualifying into the pits. You don't have to slow down.
Yeah. Well, on another note, the PWT team, Partridge and Harry, I love these guys. I love these guys. They put the effort in. You know, they're watching all the races. They're very active on the Twitter and stuff, and I love it. They do their testing days and stuff for the races. It's good. It's a good laugh. I enjoy those guys. They're great to have. I quite enjoy.
Yeah, they're
watching.
Great fun.
That's what it's about. Making it. None of us are going to be real F1 drivers, but why not pretend to be? You know, makes it.
Yeah, starting a beef with Kollaa as the first race as well. That's always good.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, the one guy he picks was Kollaa. So a little bit of drama already with Blizzard not being able to qualify. However, in the F2 race, we had a guy, Dane Star. He started at the back on a default setup and managed to grab P2 in the race. So it's achievable. We know Blizzard's quick, so I'd still anticipate he's going to be in the points.
Yeah, we saw that last week as well with medium pilot. He started last. There was only 11
Yeah,
drivers, but still.
that rain.
Um,
Was it the rain? What happened at the end? Something happened at the end.
yeah, there was
Uh,
rain at the end, but he went on soft tires, and he managed to keep those tires on until lap I think it was 22 or something.
oh yeah,
Uh,
he pitted really early, didn't he?
no, he pitted really late. He started on the hardest compound.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah, he pitted
So
super late and
he
put
was
on
the only
the
guy that one stopped.
yeah. That's right, because he put on the inses, didn't he, at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic read by him. Absolutely brilliant. So we got all the top kind of 8. We've already done a lap. Reflow, it's his first race. Couldn't make it last week, and he's back this week. Same with Plexits, who's currently about to start a lap. In fact, we got all the bottom guys. Zach's also. Maybe he's on a lap, in fact.
Yeah, he's on a lap. He's
Zach's
starting
still,
it right now.
still doing the world records for Monaco. There's not many guys quicker around Monaco than this guy. He's got the world record for the wet and dry. He's a very, very quick guy. It'd be nice to see what he's got to give for Rafa Alpa Bal with a 19.7. So these
Yeah, he was
super quick
kind of
times.
the surprise last week. He had a quiet but steady race.
Absolutely right. Yeah, he did have a quiet race. Just kind of got on with it. That's Zach going P2, I believe. I've got a message across my screen. Yeah, P2. Near enough the same. Great. 100th of a second out. So Zach and Alpa currently setting the benchmark.
It's crossing the line now. He goes. I probably had invalidation.
Yeah, backed out.
Yeah, expert spot. He moves up into 8th on a 1:21.3.
What have we got? Oh, we do have Samster. Samster picked up P4 last week. Yeah, Alpa picked up that P3, but kind of don't really know what he did. He just drove his race well. Onyx has come off somewhere. I'm assuming that's the chicane.
Rafa has retired as well.
As is Rafa. Do we have some chicane victims on board with Jonas? To see, the car's probably disappeared by now already, but sector 3 again. Yeah, there's a little bit of debris on the road there, so I'm assuming someone's been a victim to the chicane.
A place you know all too well, Booje, after yesterday's race.
Oh god, yeah, that was yeah, not fun. Yeah, just totally. I mean, sometimes you can hit that grass. You'll see a lot of drivers today, they'll hit it and be fine, but sometimes you can get a bit of a flick. And I mean, I'm no pro on the wheel, so I couldn't quite keep control of it. That's actually the first time I've ever gone off there. I'm usually always pretty stable through there, on the pad anyway. But that's my first time doing it on the wheel. Yeah, just could not keep it under control once I hit that curve. It's a brutal curve.
And the strange thing about both you and me moving from pads to wheel during the season going back to Australia, no, or we haven't driven her for so long. It's completely new circuit.
Yeah, yeah, completely. Yes, it's just a strange transition. You know, it's weird because Sorry, that's what I was saying before. Going back to before Blizzard crashed is like I drive a car every day. I know what a steering wheel feels like. You know, but that's what I was saying. It must be. It's so much different. Like I can only imagine what it's like to drive a real Formula One car. It's difficult enough, you know, trying to get to grips with a Thrustmaster. You know, it's a strange kind of, because you've got that whole left foot braking as well, haven't you? Which you obviously don't do in a normal car. Which, you know, the first time I tried the wheel, I was getting cramp in my left foot because it's not used to doing left foot braking all the time. You know, it's just there for the clutch. So yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, and
being
if you try it in your road car, you got your nose in the windscreen.
Exactly, because it's your left foot's so heavy because it's just used to pushing that clutch in. So there's no reason to be delicate with your left foot, you know. So yeah, I think that was the biggest issue for me, was learning to kind of trail brake and not just smash on the brakes, you know, just do 50% on the brakes. I found that a bit of trouble. The steering itself I'm quite comfortable with it now. Yeah, it's a little bit demoralising. It's great fun, fantastic fun, but difficult.
Oh, Sam just almost lost it in turn 1 and 2, starting his fast lap.
Samu also picked up a relatively good week last week. I think P5. Samu 1:19.4. Alpa Bal, the quiet guy, is racking up some really quick times here today. I mean, these times have already smashed my TT times.
Yeah, it seemed like for the last couple of minutes, a lot of guys just went out to have a look at the track and went back in. Now we're finally getting in the closing stages of qualifying and seeing what the guys are really made of.
So we've also had an improvement from Zach, a 1:19.6. So Rafa might be lucky in the sense that because his first lap was so good, he shouldn't be too far down the times. We've got a few. I mean, obviously Blizzard going out is a bonus to everyone. Plexits hasn't set a time yet.
One of the things to have an extra look at here is actually Super Guy. He's the only guy, and he's top 5 with the super soft tires.
Do you know what? Didn't even notice that. Good spot. Yeah, 1:20.1. So yeah, a tenth from Lawman's, 3/10 from Rafa. 5/10 from Zach. So that's a really quick time on those super sauce for sure. Yeah.
ODEMZ is now.
John is saying
starting.
this pace, man. So yeah, John is realising that you got some real quick
ODEMZ
guys
crossing
here.
the line. What does it put him?
Oh, fourth. Sorry, fourth. That's not what I meant. I meant first. With a 1:19.43. So 6/10 separates him and Alpa. He's also just wiped out, potentially on purpose. He likes to have a dramatic ending to his qualifying and race sessions. Speaking of Kollaa, there he is, popping up in the chat. This is so boring and so slow. Yeah, crazy, crazy times from these guys. And I will actually mention, for those that don't know yet, because it's not been spoken about that much, we are going to be having a small affiliation with a team called Project One Motorsport. They're predominantly a Spanish team that have been looking at the drivers in our league and are quite impressed by the level of pace that we have in the F1 league. So they're going to be looking for some drivers. So if any F1 drivers are interested in that, there'll be some more details on that soon. Likewise, the F2 drivers and even F3 have a chance to join the performance team, which is essentially like an academy team. And they're pretty good. They're pretty high standard. They race in the kind of most important leagues in Spain. They're also, I think, second quickest on GT Sport. For whoever's interested in GT Sport as well, they have GT Sport and Project Cars teams. So it's quite exciting to maybe have some opportunities elsewhere in some other teams for those drivers that don't have teams and want one. So we've got Zach and Alpa looking to do their final quick lap. Zach cutting a lot of corners, trying to get back in time.
Yeah, we only have Verspud and Super Guy in the pits, so they're happy with their times.
And Plexus is on a lap, I believe. I certainly hope so, because she won't be crossing the line in time. Reflow has retired in 7th, and Plexus goes to P9. It's a pretty good lap from Plexus. We have a car off. It looked like a Mercedes in turn 1.
Hammer doesn't improve. Let's see if Jonas can improve on his 14th time. Looks quicker. 121.2.
Was quicker but doesn't move. I think Lawman's has bottled it on his lap. Looked like in the chicane. Yeah. So that's going to be it for qualifying. Old School saying he got an invalid lap, 4/10 up. Always annoying when you're on a quicker lap and manage to invalidate it. Kollaa, take it away.
Yeah, we got ODEMZ starting in pole position. Our pole Bral is number 2. Zach, number 3. Rafa is starting at 4th. Number 5 is Mathis. Number 6, Lormans. 7 is Samster. Reflows is number 8. Super Guy starts at 9th. Plexits, number 10. At 11th, we have Onyx Mare, and
the rest is history.
Yeah, it is.
So it's quite interesting. We have, I think it was 4/10 covers the top 5 drivers. And is it me, or does that look a little bit cloudy?
Yeah, it does.
It is.
Just managed to stay out of the rain yesterday, but it hit at the end of F2 today. So
it did, yeah. Last few laps, almost worked in Dane's favour. Very close. If there was a couple of laps longer, he would have potentially snagged a P1. I've not heard anything from any driver that it's going to rain, but that definitely mixes things up. if it does rain. It's looking yeah, a little bit foggy though. Okay, so this is interesting. So Rafa's just he sent me a message on Twitter saying he's just going to let me know that he's going to drive without ABS from now on, so he might be pretty poor on pace. Well, that certainly wasn't the case today. He's done fantastic if he's just turned ABS off, because he only got that first lap in and still sees himself in 4th.
Yeah, and for us normal drivers, it's always fun to hear the guys. Yeah, I'm going to be slow now. And,
well, I know
still,
when these quick guys say, you know, oh, I'm going to be slow now, it's literally like a tenth of a lap. You know, if I turn ABS off, I'm down like a second. You know, the difference is insane. Some of these guys are so quick.
Yeah, Jeff will be screaming, you gotta change tires after 7 laps instead of 14, and
so we got this guy in the chat again. Let's just see if there's anyone in the F1 chat said anything. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, we got a bit of a fan. I don't know who it is. Z3Xer, saying, "Come on, Blizzard." He was rooting for Brandt the man in F2. He's jumped in on the F1 race as well.
yeah, that's good. We get a
get a fan or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's rooting for Blizzard, who starts at the back, obviously, today. Oh, fantastic view here. We got 1, 2, 3 lights, 4, 5 lights with the awkward pause. And away we go. Second, Alpa didn't get the best of starts. He's going to be under attack from... Oh, McLaren.
We got a...
Lormans
is retired
already. Lormans is out. Oh, we've got Williams Samster, it looked like. Hit the grass coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Onyx is retired as well after spinning. So bad day for McLaren.
Well, yeah, Onyx... Well, he left the session. He's still in, but without a wing.
Yeah. Zach has overtaken Alper for 2nd place.
And the big 2... Oh no. Oh, Williams reflow. That was the 2 Williams, I think, making some contact with each other there. I don't know if it was full contact or desync or what. But reflow has got some wing damage there. His first race today, so he's not going to be too happy with that. Yeah, like you said, Zach getting the better of Alpa. Blizzard finds himself in 10th after a lap, and it looks like he might be having a go at Samu. No, he's not got. Sorry, DRS isn't there yet. So he's not gonna have that.
Number 8, 9, and 10, they all have gained 6 positions after the start.
Well, if there's going to be some losers, you're always going to have some winners somewhere, aren't you? Oh, Samster and Reflow at the same time. Samster and Reflow. That was Reflow coming into the pits. He actually crashed it like Blizzard did into the pits, and then Samster was coming out the last corner, was it? I'm not sure where Samster came off.
Yeah, it looked like that.
So the Williams and McLaren not having a good day at all. The 2 Williams crashing out at the same time. Meanwhile, Blizzard's crawled up to P9, getting past Samu. He's going to be hunting down Jonas. Lawman's saying, "What was that? Don't have a clue. Did not see what happened at the start there, Lawman's."
Yeah, it looks like he got swallowed up by the field. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something we'll have to look at. Lawman, send in your footage. He's saying that it was something to do with Samster. So we'll have a look at that. Maybe Samster had some wheel spin off the line. It happens occasionally. Blizzard making his way past Jonas. Jonas is also under pressure from Samu, who's right behind. All these kind of top 7 guys, all within DRS of each other at the moment, although DRS should activate itself this lap coming. All making it safely through the chicane.
Yeah, ODEMZ has built up a good lead already, over 2 seconds over Zach. He's in control of the race.
Yeah, so far he's, you know, if you're P1, best place to be. He's made a good start, so it's his to take, and that's Blizzard getting around Super Guy, who Super Guy's lost out a few positions, if I'm not. Oh no, he's actually gained one. He's starting in 9th. Yeah, Lawman saying, hope he has POV for Samster.
Old School picking up the first penalty of the day.
Yeah, they quickly rack up sometimes the penalties, especially on the chicane here. It's so tempting to cut that a little bit to prevent you going wide like I did. Yeah, looking back on it, I probably would have rather picked up the penalty than put it into the wall, but there we go.
Alper's right in the gearbox of Zach.
Yeah, he's not let Zach go easy. Apart. We also have Rafa within DRS range and Mathis within DRS range of Rafa. Lexit's within DRS range of Mathis. So Alper gets past Zach on the straight. Zach is not going to let that go, and he's going to have a look back here. Is he going to try and... No. Oh, he's gone for the outside.
An interesting note on Alper is that his fuel gauge is already yellow.
Oh wow! So
that's
maybe
early.
He's gone for a really big
light
push.
Car at the start, needing to save some fuel at the end, I guess.
Yeah, so he's obviously going to have to turn down his fuel mode at some point, but obviously if that's the case, he wants to start building a bit of a gap now, if that's what he's going to do. Otherwise he's only going to be in a worse off position later on when he slows down in comparison. Mathis right on the back of Rafa. Mathis is going to be having a look here on the straight DRS. Let's see who's built the better Australia setup, straight line speed, and Rafa manages to hold off Mathis there. Now Alper's actually pulled out of the DRS zone for Zach, so he's pulling away slightly. So Blizzard finds himself in 7th, having gained 9 positions, so already you can't complain with that. But he is catching
half a second.
Yeah, he's gaining on, and he's actually got a. He could have 3 cars here at some stage. These 3 guys are very close together, so he could find himself in front of Rafa in a couple of laps, depending on what Blizzard's pace is like. Watkins, another one of the PWD boys, jumping in on the chat. Just to say hi. Loving that you guys are tuning in to watch this. So Blizzard's he's not gonna have a chance just yet. Super Guy isn't too far behind, so we got a bit of a pack of.
Mathis in the ball.
And he's blocked.
He's collected.
Who's that? Plexus?
Plexus as well. Yeah.
So both of those guys wingless. Blizzard into 5th. So Plexit and Mathis losing out big time. I'm not sure what happened to Mathis, but it looked like either Mathis was clipped a little bit or lost it and
looked like
collected.
He touched the curb, lost it on the curb.
Yeah, clipped that curb, and he managed to pull Plexits along with him. Obviously not intentionally, but it's unlucky for Plexus. Wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So it happens, unfortunately. That's really unlucky, that. So Blizzard sees himself up 11 positions.
He's now eyeing up Rafa on the DRS.
And he finds himself into a podium position at the moment. Partridge in the chat saying, is it too early to say Blizzard is going to win?
I think ODEMZ and ODEMZ is in the pits.
Yeah, so ODEMZ, he came in relatively early. We saw Brandt, the man, he went 13 laps on the Ultras. And then he went on to the Super Softs. So he did great to stretch a Ultras to Super Soft stint. But he did it. But nevertheless, who am I to argue with the great ODEMZ? He comes in on lap 8. And he will be seeing these tyres out to the end, I'm sure, unless we get some rain. Still looking cloudy. But for the meantime, lap 8, we have Alpha Bal in first at the moment, but ODEMZ is effective P1.
Zach has just entered the pits as well.
There's Zach,
with the Blizzard catching him at the rapid speed.
Also going on to the softs. Blizzard, so he's going to do a reverse strategy. So he's been catching these guys on the softs. So we've got yellows in 3. That's Mathis is retired. He lost it at the chicane by the looks of it.
Looks like we have a pit lane glitch with Rafa. He's been held.
Oh no! Rafa's held at the pits. That is one of the worst glitches in the game purely because you cannot do anything about it. Yeah, that's a shame for Rafa.
Yeah, I heard a theory actually earlier today or yesterday about that glitch. If people retire in the pits, that might be the cause of that glitch.
Oh, really?
Because the pit crew is holding you there because they think the guy in front or behind is actually still in the pits or being released or something.
Ah, right. Got you. Well, that's a massive shame for Rafa. Yeah, casualty to a glitch. That's never the way you'd any day you'd rather crash out than get caught up in a glitch. That's a big shame for Rafa. Meanwhile, Blizzard still out. He'll be going quite far on these, maybe to around lap 20 on these soft tyres. Alpa's still out on the ultras. Now we could see something to. It'd be really interesting if it does end up raining a little bit at the end, and it turns out that Blizzard is able to just stick on a pair of inters at the end of this race.
ODEMZ picks up a 3-second time penalty. That could be vital in the closing stages. And Alper is in the pits.
Alpa's on his way in, yeah.
Let's hope this goes without a glitch. He's out again.
Have we got anything in? Nothing.
And ODEMZ actually gained 3 seconds during those that pit stop.
Interesting, yeah. So ODEMZ looks in a strong position at the moment. He's still within the pit stop window of Blizzard.
Yeah, he's 14 seconds behind.
In fact, Old School and Alpa, well, certainly Old School, he's going to come out around Alpa and Old School. So it'll be interesting to see how much time, because obviously these tyres are they're coming to, well, they're sort of in their prime, coming to the end of their prime now. In terms of
and Old School needs to pit as well.
Of course, yeah. Old School needs to pit, so it's whether he can maintain that gap to Alpa. Old School, who's pitted? Samu's in the pits. Plexits has retired. Sector 3. Is that another chicane victim? Could well be. Yeah, there's yellow flag, sector 3. Yeah, there we go. The Ferrari of Plexits, right where I parked my car yesterday. So Plexits, another victim to the chicane.
Yeah, we got 9 effective runners left.
Yeah.
That's ex-first Bud. He's having a quiet race, just passing Jonas for 7th.
Yeah, not really done anything right or wrong. He's just grinding it out. we're spud, as is Jonas and Samu. And it looks like Onyx's ghosted car is stuck in the pits, probably for the best. And that is Jonas coming out the pits. So Blizzard 14 seconds in front of ODEMZ Marquesis, who yeah, Blizzard obviously still needs to pit. So that does put ODEMZ effective P1. Watkins saying we all hate that chicane. We do all hate that chicane. V5 HRL, you might want to get that cough checked out. I have had it checked out, thank you. But it's good to know that people care. So we have only real battle we got going on at the moment is for third between Old School and Alpha Bao, but then again Old School still needs to pit, so he's probably just as well going to let him through. Oh, just lets him through. Watkins saying, is there going to be rain? I do not know. I don't know. I've not been told anything.
And ODEMZ is starting to gain on Blizzard, taking a couple of tenths each lap, or each sector actually. We got another yellow flag, sector 1.
Can't see who that is.
Somebody's probably just made a mistake.
Could have been Samu, potentially. Yeah, the only other thing to watch out for is that if Blizzard can at least keep the gap as strong as possible, he is going to be on the ultra softs at the end of this race, so he's going to be super quick for those last 10 or so laps. So, you know, if he can come out with about 7 or 8 seconds behind ODEMZ, there's every chance that within 10 laps he can close that gap, because ODEMZ is going to be at the end of the life of these tyres. We've got yellows in sector 3. Can't see anything. Yeah, so Blizzard is going to be really quick at the end, so ODEMZ is going to have to watch out for that. Meanwhile, is Zach able to close some distance in on Alpa?
And where Spot is getting a wing, his front wing changed, and he is stuck. No, he just got let out. Looked like he was stuck in the pits as well for a second there.
Yeah, Onyx's car still there, stuck in the pits. So a lot of these guys losing out. Lawman's didn't even fastest lap for ODEMZ 123.6. Lawman's not getting very far at all in the race due to a dodgy start by someone. Rafa glitch. The result of a glitch. Oh, that's immediately beaten by Super Guy 123.5 for the fastest lap. I'm again going to place my bets on Blizzard gaining the fastest lap in this race towards the end.
Yeah, for sure on the ultras.
Yeah. He, I believe, is going to be the only guy. Oh no, Old School is also going to be on ultras. Did old school stop?
No.
Uh,
Old school and Blizzards are the only ones that didn't stop.
it's just showing.
Yeah, it's showing a lap younger tires though.
Yeah, that's what's confused me a little bit.
It's kind of strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
About to get passed by Super Guy. And Super Guy has passed, so he probably... Those tires are probably letting him go right now. He continues on for another lap.
Yeah, that's very strange as to why it's showing there a lap younger. Ah, is it? Oh no. Does it show the include? Oh no, because Blizzard started on the fresh softs because he was in last. Yeah, I don't know why. Why that's showing. That's interesting.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's not stopped or anything, so I don't know why that's the case. Whether or not he does actually have a set that's one lap younger, or that's just some kind of weird glitch, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just hang another one on Codemasters, I guess.
Yeah, they've got plenty of glitches still to sort out, but I'm sure they're going to be focusing on the new game. So that's Blizzard into the pits now, so we should see about a 10-second gap behind ODEMZ potentially.
He puts on the softs, or the super softs, I mean.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. He's gone for the super softs. Nevertheless, he's going to be a lot quicker. The question is, what's his delta?
So
it's actually
another fastest lap.
Oh, 123.4. So, okay, the damage is a bit more than I thought in terms of ODEMZ's race. So he's 9 seconds, 10 seconds behind. However, he's still got 11 laps to close that gap up. So this could be interesting. I'm sure Blizzard's going to catch up to Alpa. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I mean, Alpa's certainly not slow, but neither's Blizzard, and he's on quicker tyres. So I don't think there's going to be much of an issue in him catching up Alpa. Yeah, Watkins just pointing out Blizzard does have a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, so does ODEMZ.
Ah, so does ODEMZ. Well, there you go, Watkins.
ODEMZ
so does ODEMZ.
is on 2 warnings as well. And Blizzard had no warnings after his penalty. So ODEMZ pretty close for a second 3.
Well, that's definitely what ODEMZ doesn't want then. Is to pick up another one, because there is every chance that Blizzard can get definitely within 3 seconds. That's an even easier target, obviously, for him to find. And I'm certain, if and when Blizzard gets past Alpa, I'm sure Blizzard's going to be checking in with James or Steve. What's his name? I forgot what his name is.
James.
About what his
Jeff
here. Yeah, that's the one. About what his ODEMZ penalty is going to be. So Blizzard will definitely be checking that out once he gets past.
Alpa has a big lock up in the penultimate corner, and Blizzard's 6 tenths behind and getting the DRS.
So he's not quite going to have it here. Yeah, Blizzard 122.1. Rapid lap. He's dangerously close to my TT time.
Yeah. But actually, just before, or at the last lap now, both Alper and Blizzard have been gaining on ODEMZ. So Alper is at a good pace compared to ODEMZ as well.
Interesting, yeah. Alper is on tyres 3 laps younger. So Blizzard,
Yeah.
this is a really important time for Blizzard because he knows obviously those super softs are going to degrade quicker than the softs. So now's the time, they're in their prime, is to seriously smash these next few laps, cutting that corner there. You'd just be lucky if you got away with that.
And to throw in another twist in the plot, Alper, his last lap, his first warning.
Right, so if Alper can maintain a gap as well and even catch ODEMZ with the help of Blizzard's slipstream, yeah, ODEMZ could be under some pressure, especially if ODEMZ gets another penalty. That might see him drop to P3.
Yeah, if Alper manages to be within 3 seconds, he's actually winning.
Yeah, no penalty as well. So this is still
only one warning.
Still all to play for here. This is all going to come down to penalty.
ODEMZ.
There we go. So Blizzard now has a window of just 3 seconds, but likewise, so does Alper. So out of nowhere, we've still got plenty of time here. 8 laps to go. This is all going to come down to time penalties now. Obviously, it's much nicer to win outright, on the track, but you're always going to take a victory, even if it's at the cost of a time penalty for someone else. So yeah, you can see Blizzard already making plenty of ground on ODEMZ. He's going to be on the back of ODEMZ in no time at all.
Yeah, and Alper is he's managing the gap well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been quite impressive since joining CWC. A little bit of a lock up there, but he's been doing really well. Keeps his head down.
Got a second warning at turn 1 as well. So he's dangerously close on getting his first penalty.
So I think if Alper wants to win this race, he needs to not pick up time penalties. I think the only way he's going to win this race is via time penalties. If he can stay within that 3 seconds of Blizzard. Well, there we go.
There it goes.
Commentator's curse. So there's the 3 second time penalty for Alper. So now Alper needs to outright beat Blizzard. However, he's still got a chance of beating ODEMZ. ODEMZ is obviously on 6 seconds worth of penalties. So if he can get within 3, which he's now 5.5-ish, then yeah, he's got every chance of taking a P2. Yeah, thank you, Watkins. I know it's Jeff now. So yeah, Blizzard's making steady progress. I don't think he needs to push too hard at this point. Those softs of ODEMZ coming up to the end of their life now. 15 laps old. They'll go about 20 comfortably before you need to pit.
Yeah, and it's impressive to see these guys. They are using so much of the track. Yeah, they're touching the grass every corner. before turning and coming out of the corners. It's yeah, it's just amazing to watch. Actually, makes you kind of speechless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, some of the speeds that these guys can take some of these corners at is it's unreal, really. Especially that chicane's that's the make or break of some drivers. You know, they just got so much control. Even if you see a couple of guys get a bit wobbly, and for someone like me, it can be, if you get a bit wobbly, it's usually results in a spin or a mistake. But these guys are able to still keep control of the car under very wobbly circumstances. I mean, that's the whole point of time trials, I guess. Those cars in time trials are designed to be a little bit more wobbly. You know, they're not overly stable. But like Blizzard, he's a king on time trials, so he definitely knows how to control a car, under kind of maximum loads.
Yeah, and if you guys have watching haven't have had a look at the Blizzard's time trial at the Red Bull ring, it's just amazing.
Outrageous
to watch. Yeah, changing
outrageous.
the differential every corner.
Oh, like who even thinks that I can barely multitask the gears, and he's changing the differential at every corner. It's ridiculous. It's admirable, and I don't know how. It's mind-boggling.
We actually now have a good fight for fourth place between Zach and Super Guy. Super Guy on 4 laps on the tires, and he just passes Zach into turn 1.
Yeah, these guys have been pretty quiet, but Zach having a pretty good race on his return after his holiday. So yeah, these two reasonably evenly paced. I mean, Zach is probably going to be a little bit bummed out that he's lost a couple of places overall.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not really sure what that's been down to. He's not appeared to do anything wrong or get caught up in anything. Maybe simply just the setup has come into that.
Yeah, and he spent about a lap fighting Old School before Old School pitted as well, so that cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, very true. Old School didn't make that easy for him.
And Blizzard's now neck and neck with ODEMZ, and ODEMZ picks up another time penalty.
Oh, that's only gonna... So, Alper actually wasn't able to keep pace with Blizzard. So he is 6.5 seconds back, but that extra 3-second time penalty that ODEMZ has just picked up, that's put Alper in the window now, effectively.
Yeah, watching the gap it's fluctuating between 5.9 seconds and 6.4 seconds, so they're Alper needs to keep the pace up for the last couple of laps there.
Well, Blizzard could be helping out Alper a little bit with this little battle he's going to be having with ODEMZ now. Because it could pretend... Oh, that's ODEMZ. That's ODEMZ gone.
The wall.
That's ODEMZ gone. Virtual safety car. And ODEMZ... Not sure if Blizzard didn't leave enough room for ODEMZ, or ODEMZ turned into Blizzard, but either way, it has resulted in ODEMZ not completing this race. He may, however, He may still get points for completing 90% if he finishes in the top 10, which he would.
Yeah, he'd be ninth. Get a couple of points at least.
So yeah, he should. Well, yeah, unless anyone else wipes out now. Oh, Samu going a bit wild there into turn 1 and 2. So yeah, unfortunately, ODEMZ, that's all they can offer you is a point for completing 90% of the race. But we'll have to have a little look back at what exactly happened between Blizzard and ODEMZ. Teammates, of course, so I'm sure they'll both take it on the chin and not kick up too much fuss about it.
Zach is having a go again at Super Guy.
Well, this now puts these guys into fighting over a podium position. Well, it turns out, as I said, Dane in F2 starting at the back and coming second. Blizzard's going to do one better, start at the back and potentially come first here. We've got two lap and a half to go.
Back to back. Back row winners.
Yeah, incredible really to have. Got a lot of consistency, loads of pace. It's just a shame that it has come at the demise of his not his teammate in CWC, but his teammate for VSR. So we see, I don't think ODEMZ has actually left the race yet, so he's still watching, probably staring at his screen, wondering what's happened. So Blizzard's coming on to his final lap of the race and looks set to take the victory. We still have Super Guy and Zach fighting now over P3. Zach doesn't have a lot of ERS stored up, unfortunately. Neither does Super Guy, so...
Looks like they're both on 1 penalty and 2 warnings as well.
So again, one slip up at the chicane could determine the order in which these guys finish the race. Yeah, Watkins, you're absolutely right. ERS is difficult to keep up around Australia. So we have Blizzard coming around the final corner now to take back-to-back victories. Round 2 in Australia. Great drive coming from 15th or 16th on the grid, gaining 15 places into first place. So well done to him. Alpa crossing in second, and it looks like Super Guy is going to take it from Zach in P3. Yeah, nothing changes there for those guys. So great driving from those guys, and Zach on his first race back this season. Samu does have Old School 3 seconds behind him. I'm not sure what the penalty situation is between these guys, but Samu's going to cross in 5th. Not sure Old School is going to jump him. He does not jump him. Got a battle for 7th place still going on. Here between Jonas and Weirspud. But if Jonas can hold it together, it looks like he's going to take P7 unless penalties come into it here. Whisper doesn't have an answer. Do penalties come into play? I don't think they did. So we didn't see any jumps in the end from penalties.
That's always nice.
It is relatively low in penalties, apart from ODEMZ, who would have probably dropped to P3 in the end had he finished the race. So I guess that's one of the big upsets. We had a few upsets, but that's one of the big upsets. Was ODEMZ seemed to have a good finish in the bag until the whirlwind of Blizzard came and seemed to have taken him out. But if you want to take us through the results.
Yeah, the winner from starting 16th is Blizzard. Staying second, Alperbal. Number 3, moving up from 9th, is Super Guy. At the finish off the podium. Number 4 is Zach. Number 5, Sam DePito. Number 6, Old School. New driver in CVC, Shonis. It's number 7. Number 8, X-Verse Bud. And that's actually our finishers.
So that is our finishers. Potentially ODEMZ will pick up the P9 points. So he might pick up 2 points there for finishing 90% of the race. But thank you for joining me again, Kollaa. That was an interesting race. Lots of drivers who I assumed would have been higher up there ended up not completing the race. But congratulations to Blizzard for back-to-back wins. That's always impressive. And thank you again for joining me on this Tuesday evening.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Just got it correct. Medium Pilot won last time, not Blizzard.
Medium Pilot won. Of course he did. Our mistake. Yeah, Medium Pilot won. Back-to-back podiums then for Blizzard would be the correct thing. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you maybe for some GT Sport.
Might be.
Anyway, catch you later. Thank you.
Yeah.